show y'all boys levels to this. AM Sports Media, acknowledge us. #1 boxing podcast out there. Ain't no one doing it better. Debating, film study, documentaries, we do it all. Name another channel that can do that. Acknowledge us. Levels to this. Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, we killing them. Don't matter. Only place you can come and debate. Ain't gotta be worried about getting kicked out. And go one-on-one, mano-a-mano, with the great one. Oh yeah. Be ready for it. Levels to this. Anybody that wanna come get it, you can come get it. We welcome all debate. Crawford lovers, Haney lovers, Gervonta Davis lovers, Canelo lovers. Doesn't matter. We welcome it. Live streams every 4. Discord, come get it. Y'all boys ain't ready. AM Sports Media, where legends are born. So are y'all ready? I'm ready. Let's get the show started. Acknowledge us, bruh. Welcome back to the Angry Man Podcast with Jason and Greg. So my dear Jason is not here today. So it's just gonna be good old Greg. But I'm the one that brings that heat anyway, so you all are in good hands. Let's start off by giving love to the people that support the channel, Rock Dog Interactive. If you need anything in regards to logo design, website design, or anything of that nature, make sure that you reach out to Rock Dog Interactive and reach out directly to me if you need their contact information. And then Nadaj Vodka, www.nadajvodka.com, the best tasting African-American owned vodka, since Puffy doesn't have his anymore, that you will find out there out of Jacksonville, Florida, and in select stores in Florida and South Georgia. All right, so let me do this real quick. I need to go ahead and, because I'm in my basement and it's a little hot down here. So let me make sure I turn that on here real quick. Turn that cool on, get myself cool. All right. And we're going to hop into the show. So let me see who we got in the building. Who do we got up in the building? We got Barbara D. What's going on, Barbara D? The Casanova pugilist. What's going on with your family? All things. What's going on? Molly Mall's in the building. Andre Smith. Jay, Big Dog, what's going on with you? Shout out to Clarissa Shields. Whoa, new heavyweight champ. That's facts. Brandon House is in the building. Salute. Dean by any means, Greg. So Errol really out now. We'll talk about that for sure. And who else? SMG Digital What's going on? Samson don't give ultimatums. He has nothing. Fundora and his team are not on the same page. Okay, that makes sense. We got 48 people in the building. If you've come into the building, you need to smash the like button, family. Come on, smash that like button so other people can find the content. And if you're new to the channel, this is the Angry Man Podcast, AM Sports Media, where Jason and I are always dropping boxing related content. So make sure that you guys check us out. Become subscribers. Think about becoming members. All right, so what do we have on the agenda for today? I know that Clarissa Shields won last night. Honestly, I did not watch the fight. I fell asleep. But she did what I thought she would do, so congratulations to her for winning that. I know she's been talking about fighting at 147 again, but you got to have a title or so. I don't know what she's doing, but shout out to her for her success last night. All right, so where am I going to start? I'm going to start with a video that I think I just dropped like maybe 30, 40 minutes ago. Terence Crawford, in a recent video that I saw, I believe it was in someone's story, looks quite small. I used the word petite. And I see that it got a lot of people up in an uproar. I can't believe he said that. Petite. Do you know that woman, that name is typically reserved for a woman? You're a hater, Greg. More Bud hate. It's so interesting to me because when you think about it, this whole situation, right? In my video, literally, I started off that video by saying Terence Crawford versus Israel Madrimov, coming to us live from the BMO Stadium, Los Angeles, California, $79.99. Make sure you buy the fight. I'm literally promoting the man's fight in the videos, and they're still calling me a hater. Can you guys tell me how you rationalize that? Like, how do you make that correlation that I'm so much of a hater that I promote his fight and tell you all to go buy his fight? Like, I don't understand it. I don't get it. How am I the hater when I'm telling you to go buy his fight? Terence Crawford, the video was about Terence Crawford looking small to me. And I used the word petite, and I did it purposely. Want to know why I did it? Because I knew it was going to trigger all of you. You should have seen, I was already getting messages in the Discord. Why did you use the word petite? It's all in the comment section. Use the word petite. Can't believe you said that. I did it to trigger you all because you're so easily triggered. But Terence Crawford does look small in that video in comparison to what I've seen from Israel Madrimov. Madrimov has looked massive here recently, but you gotta really see both fighters next to each other at a weigh-in. This is just my perspective in terms of what I'm currently seeing now, and I do support boycott Canelo. My only problem is Danny Garcia is on that card, and I don't want to negatively impact him. But what was I saying? Yeah. Crawford looks like he looks like a welterweight to me. And granted, that may be a stupid statement considering the fact that he just came up from welterweight, so he should look like a welterweight. But the point that I'm making is this, that in comparison to Israel Madrimov, who was campaigning at the weight since, I don't know, 10 fights ago. I don't know how long he's been in the division, 3 years, 2 years, whatever. And then naturally walks around at 170 in the mid to high 70s. And I know that Terence Crawford supposedly walks around at that weight as well. But Madrimov has become accustomed to fighting fighters at that weight class. And, you know, I question whether or not Terence Crawford, like, not necessarily question it, how is he going to deal with the size advantage, the strength advantage that Madrimov may have coming into the fight? We don't know. And I mentioned this last month that this is an audition for Canelo Alvarez, regardless to what anybody thinks. Canelo is already leery about fighting Terence Crawford because he knows what the perception is going to be, and that perception is he just beat a small guy. So this is going to be an audition for Terence Crawford for sure. And if he doesn't look good, meaning if at any moment Israel Madrimov appears to be able to strong arm him or hurt him, that's going to lend credence to the fact that he's too small and shouldn't be in the ring at 168 with Canelo. So all of these things are important. They're all intertwined. And to me, they all make sense. Yet, every time I talk about it, Terence Crawford is deemed a hater. So I own it. Jay says, it's hate, Greg, because all publicity ain't good publicity, just like all money ain't good money. So what about this publicity that's not good? What have I said about Terence Crawford that would be considered hate? What have I said about Terence Crawford that you would deem to be personal? Have I gone into any of my videos and told you guys not to purchase Terence Crawford's fight? To me, that's hate. That's hate. If I give my actual opinion about what someone is or has done, that's my opinion. It's not hate. It's just my opinion. I'm entitled to one just like all of you guys are entitled to one. So, no hate here, my friend. No hate here. Let me see some of the other things that have been commented on. Barbara D says, Greg, you will never satisfy people because some people have that Ghostbuster effect. Slim under the city subway. Let's see. The pugilist. I really don't want Crawford Canelo. 154 is starting to look stacked right now. Want Bud to stay at 154 and fight all the competition. I like that idea. I think that's what's best. I think there's a big opportunity for Terence Crawford at 154 pounds. A Spence rematch. We'll talk about this later, but Maul is back. Zoo is there. Potentially, Boots might go to that division. So all those things are very good for Terence Crawford and the competition. I think those are great fights to be made. So we'll see. We shall see. Where do I want to go from here? Boy, they were hot. They're probably still hot in the comment section about me using the word petite. Boy, I don't. Ooh, Lord. Ooh, Lord. So let's talk about Samson Lewkowicz. So Samson, to some extent, gave an ultimatum to Terence Crawford, and again, this is going to be perceived as hate, no matter how logical it is. But at the end of the day, Terence Crawford was doing an interview with Andre Ward. Sorry, he was doing an interview with Andre Ward, and he talked a little bit about how Fundora supposedly told them that we're not fighting this year, and so he made the decision to go to the next best option, which was Israel Madrimov. Now, I know you guys are aware of this. There has never been a statement out there from a general public perspective that Fundora was not going to come back until the next year. It was always stated that Fundora would fight somewhere or come back somewhere. The prognosis was somewhere around November, December. We all knew this. This was general public knowledge. We all knew this. So Terence Crawford decided that, and let's just keep it a buck. He decided that he didn't want to wait to November or December to fight. That's perfectly fine. There's no issue with that. I get it. You don't want to wait that long. I mean, you've been out of the ring since July of 2023. You don't want to wait almost a year and a half, 15, 16 months to fight. I understand that. Fair. But on the flip side, what is also true is that you can't expect Fundora was hurt. So this is not something that he did to himself. He got hurt in the fight. So you cannot expect Fundora, who fought, when was that? April? March? You cannot expect Fundora to say, I'm going to wait till 2025, or you can't force him to wait out until 2025 when he can come back in 2024. You want to take a fight in August. You wouldn't then be ready for a fight in November, which will force Fundora to then have to wait until like Q1 of 2025 to get the opportunity to fight you. Like, that is also not fair to Sebastian Fundora. So let Fundora take an interim fight since you couldn't wait, and then catch the winner, because the WBO is going to enforce it no matter what. So catch the winner at the beginning of 2025. Like, that's fair. And so what Samson is basically saying is, look, man, and this ties into the whole Errol Spence thing. Look, we'll fight you. We don't want to give up our WBO title. We don't want to give it up. So we'll fight Terence Crawford. However, Terence Crawford is going to have to fight us by December. So once the fight is done next week, and we'll see who wins that fight. But if Terence Crawford is so fortunate to win that fight, then Lewkowicz is going to ask for them to enforce the mandatory with Terence Crawford so that they can fight, and that it needs to happen by December because he doesn't want his fighter held up. And that's a fair ask. So we'll see if he'll be able to get away with it. The WBO seems to be partial towards Terence Crawford, and that's fine. There's other sanctioning bodies that are partial to other fighters. I'm on the record of stating that the WBC seems to have favoritism towards Errol Spence. They also have favoritism towards Devin Haney. I don't know, even to some extent, Shakur Stevenson. So, I mean, it is what it is, and you know, I really have no problem with it. But Crawford's gonna have to make up his mind. 1 minute he's gonna become undisputed at 154. The next minute he's fighting Canelo. Man, which one is it? You can't. Everybody's not on hold because of Terence Crawford, because Terence Crawford is not a big enough star, and that's gonna sound like hate, but he's not the number one or the number two draw in boxing. Those guys are the ones that have boxers holding up their plans for them. Terence Crawford is not in that position. That's a fair statement. So he can't expect fighters at 54 to be held up because he has a desire to fight Canelo Alvarez. It doesn't work like that. So those are my thoughts on that. I know some people are going to be upset with those comments. I don't know why. They'll say it's hate, but like I said, man, I own the Terence Crawford hate. If you say I'm a hater, you like it, I love it, damn it. All right, real quick, let's go through the chat. I want to see what's going on. What's up with you, John Mack? I see you in the building. Let's see. Al Capero Boxing. Joe Diaz game plan could be the Bivol game plan. Play it safe and not take risks. Madrimov is defending champion. He just needs to bag 6-6 or 7-5 since rematches could happen. I don't know. He could. We'll see. That's what he does. He talked a lot about discipline, so I feel like there's been a strong emphasis on cleaning up things that Crawford could take advantage of, but it takes a while to clean those types of things up, man. Multiple fights, and he was doing some of that stuff in his last fight, so I doubt he's going to clean it all the way up. What's up with you, Benai Wright? Edward Torres, what's going on? Let's see. The Casanova Pugilist is talking crazy. King Art, what's going on with you? 2 Cent, what's going on with your family? Let me see. December should work. If it works, John Mack, then great. They should make the fight. Barbara D, Canelo, I don't want Bud. Why? I ain't that hard to... Oh, it isn't that hard to understand. Facts. Turkey big ups the purses so they will fall in line. Yeah, okay. This dude think Turki Alashiekh is the end all be all of everything. Currently we got 127 people in the building, but 45 likes. If you get the opportunity, guys, smash that like button so other people can find this content. That's the way that people find it. That's the way that you support the channel. Smash the like button or the dislike button if you don't like it, but make sure you engage with the content so people can find it. And if you are new to the channel, this is the Angry Man Podcast, AM Sports Media. My co-host Jason, who is not here today, but we are always dropping boxing related content. So make sure that you check us out, hit that subscribe button. And if you are a subscriber. Think about becoming a member. $2.99 a month. It helps to support the channel. It helps us to bring you this great content. And I do think it's great. All right. Salute Cool JC26. What's going on? Mr. Moet, what's going on with your family? So what's the next topic here? I think I kind of, to some extent, covered the Errol Spence situation, but I'll talk about that a little bit. This was, what, last week, maybe Wednesday or so, where there was a lot of social media buzz in regards to Errol Spence, and the individual was basically saying that he was not fit to actually fight Sebastian Fundora, and because of that, the fight is off. Sebastian Fundora later addressed this to someone who I guess was connected directly to him on X, Twitter, whatever you want to call it, basically saying that the date has been changed. Now, Samson Lewkowicz, based off of what I just recently told you guys, he added more clarity to it, which is they're simply not trying to give up their WBO belt. So if the WBO is saying that they got to fight Terence Crawford next, and that's what they're trying to do. However, they're just drawing a line in the sand. Terence, if you want to fight, you got to fight us in December, or we're moving on to the Errol Spence fight. So that's what it is. And then you also got to think about the situation with Errol Spence trainer. I don't know how close he is to finding a trainer, but that's something that he's going to have to resolve here very soon before he can even really get into a training camp. Now, we know that Errol's been doing some light workouts and training. We saw him training with Frank Martin before his fight with Gervonta Davis. But this whole notion that Errol Spence is not fit to fight and all this other stuff, that was just a false rumor that was out there. Now, well, let me not say that. That was a false rumor that was out there. It is what it is. And that fight with Errol will happen next if Terence Crawford cannot come to the table and fight in December. Jay said not having a trainer is a huge deal. No, it's definitely it's a deal. It's a big deal. Because they got to get into the lab. Errol hasn't been fighting. Errol hasn't really probably sparred or anything in like close to a year now. So whatever trainer he gets, they're going to have to lay their imprint. And my belief is that Errol is going to need some time with his trainer in order to get himself together. So I think it's very important for Errol to get a trainer, get him sooner rather than later, and for them to start working on what it is that he's going to switch up or hone or whatever it is you want to call it. All right. So where am I? What's my other topics that I wanted to cover today? Jermell Charlo is back. Jermell Charlo made it known here very, I think it was what, was it Thursday? Friday? Man, I'm losing track of the days. But one of those days, he made it known that he's now back. And with Mel being back in the division, that's a very interesting development. He is the champion in recess for the WBC and the WBA. Now, according to their rules, they are in line. Champions in recess are in line to fight the champion immediately. Now, when you think about those rules and how they're worded, it's left to the discretion of the actual sanctioning body. So it's not like it's a guaranteed, but I don't see why they would stop him. He was made champion in recess because he had a lot of things going on in his life. He did not lose those titles in the ring. He's back, and I think one of those sanctioning bodies would enforce that champion in recess. And so, for instance, if Terence Crawford were to win the WBO title, excuse me, I'm sorry, the WBA title and the WBO title, because he beats Israel Madrimov and decides that he's not interested in fighting in December, then with him having the WBA title, Mel could potentially enforce a fight with Terence Crawford, which would then, that's adding another fight it's another fight in the path of Terence Crawford getting the undisputed at 154 pounds, right? So it's another obstacle because he would have to stop what he's doing. He's not going to get the opportunity. If he were to win that fight, he would have the ANWBO. So he would like to fight for the IBF and the WBC, but then Mel would end up being a fight that he would get no titles, and then he would need to go on to fight for the WBC and the IBF if that were to occur. So I think that's interesting. There's still a lot of people out there, surprisingly, well, maybe not surprisingly, but there are a lot of people out there that are still interested in seeing Jermell Charlo versus Terence Crawford. I'm not sure why. I mean, like, certainly if that fight were to happen, you know, I'd be there front and center to watch it, of course. But I'm not sure why there seems to be like this sentiment out there that this fight would be a big fight, or that there would be a lot of interest in it, or that, you know, I don't know. I don't understand. Yeah, I'm not tracking with it for whatever reason. I'm not tracking with it. I don't know if it was because of Mel's performance and how he looked against Canelo Alvarez that just my interest is not as there as you know I think it would be if he had performed really well against Canelo. So I'm just not that interested. But what you guys think in the chat? That's an actual interesting question. Would you all like to see Mel versus Terence Crawford? I'm just curious, because for me, I don't have a lot of interest in it. Just curious. What's going on, Zach B? I see John Mack says yes, he would be interested. Al the Pal say okay fight. Yeah, it's an okay fight, but I just don't feel like there's like big demand for it. You know what I mean? But you know, I'm not mad if the fight ends up happening. Like, again, you know, I want to see Terence Crawford run a gauntlet to get to a title and not get them all in basically one fight. That's interesting to me. So we'll see. Okay. Let's see what else we got going on here. So before I go to that next topic, we got 128 in the building, 62 likes. Come on, y'all. Smash the like button. If you're in the building, you know you haven't smashed the like button. It's very easy. Take your little thumb and just move it to the left. And there's a thing that shows, it looks like a thumbs up. Just put your thumb over that thumb and you'll hit us with the likes. We need to get the likes up, people. We need to get the likes up so people can find this content. Also, if you're new to the channel, this is AM Sports Media, the Angry Man Podcast. We are always dropping boxing-related content, so please make sure you check us out. Become a subscriber. Subscribers, think about becoming members, $2.99 a month. It helps to support the channel. I see Zacchaeus B say, absolutely, but it's not a big fight. I feel you. Which, that's actually the topic of a video that Jason and I are probably going to do later. Because the comments from Turki Alashiekh were interesting. He said that he's going to make a fair offer, which actually, let's go into that one now. Let's go ahead and go into that one. Turki Alashiekh took some shots at Canelo Alvarez, and I thought his statements were interesting because, number one, oh man, and I'm going to talk about that too. But number one, he's competing against Canelo Alvarez in terms of the UFC, which, I mean, I think he was in business with the UFC. It is what it is, or has affiliation with the UFC, whatever you want to call it. But the fact that he's talking about he's going to eat Canelo, I think that's the term that he used. He's going to eat Canelo. I don't think Canelo's going to take kindly to that, because theoretically you're trying to take money out of the pockets of Canelo Alvarez. So of course he's not going to take kindly to that. Right? And then you're making the comment to Canelo Alvarez that, you know what, I'm going to offer you a fair price and or a fair rate, whatever you want to call it. And if you don't take it, it is what it is. But I'm not going to offer you a penny above what I believe is a fair rate. And then he mentions that he's promised Terence Crawford that he's going to give him a big fight, and he intends to do so. I think that is the wrong. I think that's the wrong approach for Canelo Alvarez. And the reason why I'm saying that is I know a lot of you guys think that Turki Alashiekh is coming in here and he's just waving a lot of money, and that money is going to dictate every single thing that happens in boxing. I'm here to tell you that the people that can make a boatload of money without Turki Alashiekh are not just going to bend to his will. I mean, and that's just common logic, man. They're not going to bend. Canelo Alvarez has been making a ton of money for a very long time. He does not need Turki Alashiekh to make a ton of money. We all know that. So, and I think Terence Crawford is not an attractive fight for Canelo Alvarez. And the fact that now you got Turki talking greasy, I just feel like that's a situation where, you know, it might not play out in the favor of Terence Crawford. So I'm not sure that fight is going to actually happen. I think he just put a roadblock in there for that fight to potentially happen. Those four can't screw. But, you know, it's interesting, man. And, you know, the intelligence of the average American, or the lack of intelligence of the average American, really ceases to amaze me. There were people in the comment section upset, calling me out, saying that I'm a liar. Turki Alashiekh has no affiliation. No affiliation. I want to pull this up because I want to share with you guys some of the stuff I have to go through. You know what I mean? Stuff that is just like, why do I have to go through this with people? Yeah, I just want to see this. Where is it? Let me see if I can find it. Where is it? Give me a second. But this dude was just, I could not believe the comment. I was like, this has got to be one of the stupidest gentlemen. I shouldn't say that. I really shouldn't say that because none of you guys are stupid. But man, some of these things are just like, where is it? I really want to read this to you all. I'm sorry. I know this is taking a long time. But I really want y'all to see what I have to deal with some of these comments. It's just like, one dude told me, how does your kids respect you? Honestly, who can respect someone who spills hate every day? This dude name is Lewis. I just responded, brother, it's not that deep. Good Lord, man. I've never seen men to be this, like, I mean, emotional. Oh, here we go. Here's the guy. Guy named Sky Lortiz, the boxer. Stop. I'm sorry, I gotta put the theatrics in. Stop. Turki Alalshikh is not in any way, shape, or form he said afflicted. Oh my God, I didn't even realize that. He said afflicted. He mean affiliated with the UFC or the WWE. And his affliction that you created is not why Crawford was on WWE. Damn, you are creating a fake scenario. Some other guy jumped in there, LNSS 8775. He jumps in wrong. Turkey made deals to have Riyadh season sponsor both the UFC and WWE. This is a trash ass video, but he did get that one fact correct. I respond with, let's start with the definition of affiliation. Affiliation refers to the connection or association a person or organization has with another person, group, or institution. This connection can be formal or informal and often involves a shared interest, purpose, or goal. Turki Alashiekh is promoting WWE events on his Twitter, sponsoring the UFC fight card in September, and he wants to bring the Royal Rumble to Saudi Arabia. Do some research or improve on your vocabulary before you respond to these videos. Thank you. Jesus Christ. People don't even understand what the word affiliation means. Telling me that I just created a fake scenario because I said that they were affiliated or afflicted, whatever word you want to use. It's frustrating because people are stupid. Al the Pal, $10. Appreciate you, family. They should offer Canelo what he wants, but only gets it if he wins against David/Bud. Yeah, no Bud. So they won't lose money and get to pay him what they really want. Wonder why they ain't done nothing like that, because Canelo is not going to ever agree to he's only getting this money if he wins, because there's too many things that would happen, that could happen, like getting injured and you don't get your money. Nah. That's not going to happen. All right. Let's see. What else do we have here? Saudi Arabia paid BMBEP 350 million euros to promote Riyadh season. PBC is advertising Canelo and Benavidez to shoot high with purses. I'm not sure you responded to there. But yeah, like I said, it's the stuff that I have to deal with that stuff is just, oh my God, it's amazing. But there was another point that I want to make with that particular video. Oh yeah, the point that I wanted to make was, so at some point we got to start talking about what does it look like if Terence Crawford, and that's a very, very interesting subject, and I'm curious to know what you guys think about this. But what does it look like if Terence Crawford doesn't get the Canelo Alvarez fight? So in that comment from Turki Alashiekh, again, he talked about that he's going to offer Canelo Alvarez what he believes is a fair market value for his services. And if, Canelo asks for something crazy, then simply put, they're going to move on. But he's still interested in making a big fight for Terence Crawford, right? So if you're making a big fight for Terence Crawford, I ask you, what does a big fight look like for Terence Crawford? Crawford was just recently on the record saying that, I believe this was on the MMA Hour, that Canelo Alvarez is the prize, right? That's where he wants to go next. That's the fight that he wants. That's the fight that he believes is going to advance his career, and that somehow Ennis is a step backwards in terms of his career, which I can totally understand that. I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that statement. But if there's no Canelo fight, then what's the big fight? What's the big fight? And when you think about the Canelo fight, again, there's so many caveats and roadblocks to this fight happening, and so many people believe that this fight was just automatically a go because Turki Alashiekh was involved, and that Turki Alashiekh has unlimited resources that he's willing to just spend. I told you guys 1,000 times, people who have money didn't get money by losing money. That's not what they do. And now, as you can see, based off Turki Alashiek's comments, he is not willing to just open the bank and just cash out ducats for Canelo Alvarez. Now think about it. Again, Canelo making $35 million a fight. Depending on how things are structured with his deal, maybe he's getting 40, 45 million. Terence Crawford is not an ideal candidate for Canelo Alvarez to fight simply because he's smaller and he's not going to get any credit for it. He was asking for an exorbitant amount of money to face David Benavidez, upwards of $100 million. So let's say Canelo making $35 million. Let's say with back end, maybe he's making 40 to 45 for a fight that's not necessarily that appealing, that potentially he could lose based off of what Terence Crawford fans are saying. You're going to have to pay Canelo Alvarez to go in there and lose to a little guy moving up. You're going to have to pay him $70, $80 million, right? Why would Canelo Alvarez, I'm using Terence Crawford fans' logic here, why would Canelo Alvarez choose to face Terence Crawford, a guy that you guys say is going to box circles around him? Why in the world would he choose that particular fight if he's not going to get paid handsomely to go in there and get beat up by Crawford? So he's going to ask for an exorbitant amount of money. It is rumored, it's out there, that Terence Crawford is actually making $15 million guaranteed for the Madrimov fight. What do you think he's going to ask for a Canelo fight? I think he got around $25 million for Spence. So Bud gonna want $30, $35, $40 million to fight Canelo Alvarez. So you're talking about a purse at least $100 million or better. Those are a lot of roadblocks to get through. So potentially that fight doesn't happen. So if that fight doesn't happen, what's the big fight that he's going to get for him? What's the big fight that Turki Alalshikh is going to get for Terence Crawford? Well, who's in the division now? Errol could potentially be a big fight, but Errol needs to look good in his next fight. If Errol goes in there and dominates Fundora, which to me, if Terence Crawford, you guys are saying that he's a thinking man. Well, if I was Terence Crawford, knowing that there's a possibility that I might not get the Canelo fight, maybe it would behoove me to see if Errol Spence can win that fight against Fundora, because I just dominated Errol Spence about a year ago, and I could get the opportunity to dominate him again, and the rematch should still sell because he looked good and defeated Fundora. Mel is back, but I think we've already concluded that Mel would not be a big fight. Good fight, but not necessarily a big fight. So then what else is there? Tim Tszyu? Is Tim Tszyu a big fight? I mean, we know Tim Tszyu, quote unquote, has a whole country behind him. But according to a lot of the fans or the detractors of the PBC, the fight against Fundora didn't do very well. I think there was a number out there that was like 60,000 or something like that. So according to them, it didn't do well. So then Tim Tszyu doesn't have necessarily, or he has a whole country behind him, but it doesn't necessarily yield pay-per-view buys. So Tim Tszyu's not an option. So who else would be a big fight? Who else would be a big fight, but also Turki Alashiekh said that he would like to see that fight. Let me think. I know a lot of you may not think this is a big fight, and that's a fair point. But Turki Alashiekh has a relationship with them, also has a relationship with Terence Crawford. Said he'd be interested in seeing that fight. Should be able to pay Terence Crawford maybe $20 million. Boots maybe give him $5 million. Boots should be willing to take that. Jerron Boots Ennis, that could actually be a big fight that a lot of boxing fans would love to see. Could the stars align where Canelo doesn't take that fight and we end up seeing Terence Crawford in the ring with Jerron Ennis? Hell, Bud said that pay him and he'd fight him. He said that. He said that after the Errol Spence fight. He kind of is going back on his word now in terms of wanting to fight Jerron Ennis, because when he said pay him, he'd fight him. Now he's saying that's going backwards. Well, how, man? You can't say one thing one day and then the next day you say something different. But I'll be called a hater if I call that out. You know, I'm hating when I call out that those are contradicting comments from him, but it is what it is. But that fight right there, in my personal opinion, that fight is the fight that can be made. Again, Eddie Hearns, Jerron Ennis, they both have a relationship with Turki Alashiekh. Terence Crawford has a relationship with Turki Alashiekh. Turki Alashiekh has stated on the record that he would love to see that fight. So make it happen. Make that fight happen, and it should be beneficial for all people. So I would love to see that fight. That would be a great fight for Terence Crawford. That would be a great fight for boxing fans. That'll be a great fight for Jerron Ennis. That is the fight that they need to make, because as far as I can see, outside of Errol Spence at 154, I don't know what big fights that Turki Alashiekh can make for him. What is a big fight? And I'm defining big fight as a high profile fight. And again, you can make the argument that Jerron Ennis may not be a high profile fight. I can understand that, but within the boxing community, that would be a very high profile fight, a big fight, and I think a lot of people would love to see it. So we'll see what happens next with that. Sorry, I know that was a topic that was off, but I did want to cover that quickly. Let me do this. Before I head to the next topic, we at the 44-minute mark. We got 138 people in the building, 84 likes. Guys, smash the like button. Smash the like button. It's easy and it's free. Smash the like button so other people can find this content. And if you're new to the channel, this is the Angry Man Podcast at M Sports Media, where we're always dropping boxing-related content. I'm sure that you will enjoy this channel. hit the subscribe button. And if you are a subscriber, think about becoming a member. $2.99 a month. It helps to support this channel. And this channel is all about boxing. We're all about allowing people to get their thoughts out to the boxing community. Slap Happy Gorilla. What's going on with you, fam? $4.99. Respect Ennis Bud. Good fight. Only as big as Bud Mel. That's fair. I just think that there's less interest in Bud Mel just because of how Mel performed in his last fight. But I could be totally wrong on that. All right. So where do we go from here? NH2 Hello says $5. Appreciate your family. If Turki can't land Canelo, he might offer Boots the fight at 154, and I can't for Bozy to turn it down to chase Undisputed at 47. Yeah, he can't do that, NHA2. Like, I agree with you. If they offer him the fight at 154 and they're offering him a good paycheck, he has to take it. He has to take it because you've been saying that you wanted Crawford. You got to take it. And personally, I think they would take it. That's just my opinion. There's nothing that would suggest. I think a lot of people have taken what Bozy and Jerron Ennis has said out of context. They're saying that their focus is on 147, but if the right offer, just like, man, currently, NHA2, currently your focus is on your current job. But if another job comes along and offer you the right salary, you be going in a heartbeat, family. That's what they saying. That's all. That's all they saying. The right opportunity comes around, you're gone. All right. Let's talk about this one, man. Israel Madrimov has been talking here a little bit, man. Madrimov is confident. He's not afraid of Crawford. He ain't afraid, y'all. He was on a recent interview. They were doing, I think, a round of interviews with just different outlets. And he talked specifically about Terence Crawford and his opposition, mentioning that a lot of the guys that Terence Crawford got into the ring with were already done when they got into the ring with them, already on a downwards trend. And that's not him. He knows what his capabilities are, his abilities, and you're going to see the best Israel Madrimov on that night. And not only did he say that, but he said that the only person that's going to be fighting Canelo next is himself. I like the confidence. I like that he's talking a little bit. Now it's not trash talk. I think he's still respectful, but I mean, he's letting it be known, like, yo, the dudes that you fought before, they looked a bit compromised. You fighting a 29-year-old big pause, no diddy, 154-pounder who is just strong, a power puncher, can apply pressure. He's saying that he's going to be difficult for you. He's going to be a challenge. And I can't blame him. I'm curious to see what Terence Crawford looks like with a guy that's not already a dead man walking when he gets into the ring. Oh yeah, that's going to be perceived as hate. Damn it. They're going to say I'm hating. But anyway, I am curious to see what Terence Crawford looks like with a guy that's a live opponent on fight night. A guy that's big, that's strong. He doesn't have a comparable reach, so Terence is still going to be able to land from outside. But there's a couple of things that I haven't seen with Terence Crawford. I know people are going to say, shit, I lost his name. Postal. I know a lot of people are going to say Postal is this, but I don't agree. I have yet to see Crawford in there with a big, strong guy, man, that can really put pressure on him and walk him down. And I would like to see what Terence Crawford looks like in the ring with a fighter that is explosive, a guy that can explode and expose when he is left wide open when he's countering. Because if you actually pay attention to Terence Crawford fight, which I have, he does leave openings. And you know what happens if a guy is quick enough to react to his counters where he's punching too, and he can land on Crawford? What happens? Those are the two types of fighters that I want to see Crawford in the ring with. So Israel Madrimov perhaps will give us what we're looking for in terms of the former. Certainly not the latter, because I don't believe he's explosive like that. But the former, maybe so, and I believe that could possibly make it a pretty interesting fight. But Israel is confident. And I like that. I like the confidence. He should go in the ring confident. Now, he might get the brakes beat off of him, but going in the ring confident is important. What do we have here? I see somebody, Bud Crawford beats no credit. Canelo Alvarez, Madrimov for tune-up. Yeah, okay. Man, is this dude who his whole channel is about Terence Crawford? Yeah. Yeah, that's him. Welcome back, dog. Brother, whole channel named after Terence Crawford. Amazing. But anyway, so it'll be interesting to see that fight. I'm looking forward to next weekend seeing the fight. I think we're probably gonna have a fight party to watch the fight. So again, as I mentioned before, make sure you go out and you buy the fight, support the fight, support Terence Crawford, support Israel Madrimov. And I hope we have a good. They say it's the best card in North American history. I don't think that's true, but you know, they're putting out. It's a good card. And so go out there and support the fight, man. It's well worth it. So we at the 50-minute mark. So I am going to. I got a few more topics, I think, but I'm going to go ahead and work on opening this phone line. And I'll probably open the Discord as well so that we have that there. So actually, let me bring this over here to this monitor. There we go. All right. This is sometimes a little easier when Jason here. Sometimes. So phone lines are open, and then let me make sure that the Discord lounge is open. (617) You in the building with the Angry Man Podcast? What's going on?
FSU.
What's going on? Is this FSU Walt?
What's going on, bro?
Man, where you been, man?
Yes, sir.
Where you been?
Yo, man. Yo, I've been doing some painting on the weekends, so I haven't even been able to catch the show, bro.
Oh yeah,
I caught, like, I go back and watch it. I saw it on one of the shows. You was like, what happened to Walt?
Yeah, man. Man, I'm glad you back, man. What's going on?
I'm good, bro. I'm good, man. I've been keeping up, on the boxing. I've been keeping up on all your shorts and all that stuff, man. You wilding out, hating on Terence.
No, man. No, man. I love Terence Crawford.
I look at it like this with Terence, man. I want Terence to do whatever Terence wants to do for the rest of his career, because we sat back for years and watched the biggest fraud in the history of boxing, Canelo, fight one bum after the next. And nobody makes us, on that side, nobody makes us think of it. So we should never say anything about what that dude's doing, because he's 36 years old, so he should get his money. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I just look at it for him. Things are lining up perfect for him now, because with Charlo coming back, if Charlo comes back and looks good in a fight, then Crawford has the chance to go to get money at 154 against Madrimov, because he should win this fight going away, because Madrimov makes too many mistakes. Madrimov's only chance is hitting him. If he doesn't connect solid on Terence is going to wipe. And then he could go after Zoo, Charlo, Fundora, all of them, line them all up. And then there's a chance where he could get undisputed by the start of next year. I mean, middle of next year. So then he could retire after that, because it's like the Canelo fight. I don't even think Canelo's going to take a chance like that. You see his next fight's probably going to be against another duck, It's like, to me, I think we're going to have to get on with hopefully we'll get, Tank and Shakur, and hopefully we'll get David Benavidez against David Morrell, because Morrell's really calling out Benavidez, you know what I mean?
Who you got with Tank and Shakur?
Tank and Shakur, come on, man. You know who I got in that fight. Dude,
I just want to hear you say
Shakur running backwards. I mean, Shakur can't beat Tank running backwards. They're not going to give him that decision. You know,
I said the same
and
thing.
it's like, and at the same time, Shakur fights Tank, you're not going to beat Tank throwing one pot shot, jump back, one pot shot, jump back. If he throws 2 or 3 punches, he's going to get slept. You can't, because think about it. Frank Martin has more pop than Shakur, right? You agree?
Say that again?
Frank Martin has more pop than Shakur.
I agree.
Right? And you seen Frank Martin catch Tank flush. And Tank looked at him and just said, what's that?
Yeah.
So the way Shakur throws punches, he don't sit down because especially against punches, he's so scared to get hit. He just throws a quick pop. Like, you know what I'm saying? And if you throw with remember the De Los Santos fight in Nakataya, he would throw one shot, jump back. One shot, jump to the side. With Tank, you can't throw 2 punches with Tank. Especially, people don't realize this. Tank is faster than Shakur. A lot of people think Shakur's faster than Tank. He's not. Because Shakur looks so good. His speed looks so much better because he throws one quick shot and gets away. So it looks like he went pow and jump. You know what I mean? But Tank's going to make him have to fight. And to me, it's just a bad mix. Because if Shakur, if he does fight that fight and can stay away from 12 rounds, he's not going to get it on the judges unless for some master reason he can catch Tank with like some 1-2 get away. And I don't see that. I've watched their whole careers and I just can't see that. It's like, and then you have people arguing about, the money situation with the thing. It's like, what my man said, boxing, I forget his name, but he was talking about you could take all of Shakur's fights that he was the headliner on, right, and take all the gates together, and they don't even match the gate of Tank against Frank Martin. You know that, right?
Yeah.
So he has no leverage in that fight. You heard Wally Moses the other day talking about he had the most views on free TV. It's like, that, come on, bro. That makes no sense. So if Shakur gets that fight, he's going to have to take whatever they offer him. It's like he has no leverage in that at all. So, but Shakur, to me, I think Shakur will take the fight because I don't see Shakur being a punk. Man. I think he really thinks he's what he says he is. So
I actually think that too.
There's a good shot that gets made. I just think Loma's not going to be it. The way Loma fights, and his best move is that jump out to the left. If he does that, to the right. If he does that against Tank, he gets knocked into a different galaxy, and they know that. You know what I'm saying? Because what Loma had when they were talking about Loma fighting dudes his size, what he had over them, and all of them fighters except Gary Russell with speed. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, and Gary Russell didn't have the pop that Tank comes back. If Loma fights Tank, Tank's faster. And Tank Tank, you know what Tank does.
Yeah.
But my call today was really about, I ain't gonna lie, like I keep telling you when I call you, I thought Errol was gonna beat Terence. Yeah. But I like Terence, man, and it's like I want to see Terence because I know the brother's 36 now. I want Terence to get all the big money fights he can get, because he stupidly stayed in top rank so long. He killed his money because he could have been a lot richer if he went to PBC years ago. He would have been a lot richer because they would have made sure he got big money fights. And Bob Arum, he doesn't think about what Bob Arum's doing. If I'm Abdullah Mason's father, how do you stay at top rank? If a Mexican fighter or, God forbid, he gets another Caucasian fighter, he's going to promote them way more than he's going to promote them other guys. Look at the guys he has in the stable right now that are black. He has Shushu, he has Abdullah, he has Keyshawn. Like, them dudes should be, if they were PBC fighters or even DAZN fighters, they'd be well more pushed.
I agree.
It's like they would be on pay-per-view, be trying to make pay-per-view. Look at, right now, he could take Keyshawn and have him fight Montoya. He could have Keyshawn fight. There's 2 or 3 dudes over there, but he won't put them in together. You know what I'm saying? Unless he, I guarantee you, if he thinks Montoya can beat Keyshawn, he'll do it because he wants the Mexican fan base. Because they pay for fights more than a lot of brothers do. A lot of brothers, I pay for my fights, but a lot of brothers stream fights, man. It streaming hurt boxing because a lot of pay-per-view, a lot of fights now, pay-per-views would be like they were back in the day, but now you can cheat and get it for free. You know, it's like
Yeah, no, I don't
it has,
disagree.
man. Because think about it, you had to pay for. Remember, we watched Mike Tyson, we watched Floyd. You had to pay for that. It was hard to get streams back then.
Yeah,
You know,
no, I agree.
and it's like, so it's like, it for me as a fan of boxing, my whole life, I hate that for fighters because a lot of these dudes, they're getting paid decent money for fighting, but they get so much more on the back end. You know,
Mm-hmm.
you know. But I'm gearing up for the season, bro. What you think, man?
Man, we got too many returning. We got too many parts that left, man. I have no idea. I knew what we were last year. I have no idea what we are this year.
Yeah, and I heard my boy, he can throw the ball deep, but he's missing dudes underneath a lot, they say, in practice, man. And that's what he did at Clemson, too. So I was thinking that with 12 teams going in, we still might have a shot. Because we got a lot of young talent down there. It's just if Norville can put that ish together, man, you know?
Yeah, it's gonna be an interesting season, but I don't see more than like 8 or 9 wins, man. It's just too many new pieces.
But I mean, I look at our conference; it's really us and Clemson.
True.
Yeah, so if there's a good shot we can win the conference. Man.
Well, no, Miami gonna look good this year. Miami gonna look good this year with that
Miami
quarterback.
Got Ward, Good thing you said that. You knew to say that the day when Jason started here, because he'd have been sitting over there with that face, man. I don't know if I can handle that. and believe me, if Miami beats us, I won't be calling that week, bro.
Yeah, it won't be a show that week.
Well, man, yeah, it's good talking to you, man. And I had to change my number too. So you see the 617. I used to hit you on the 857.
Yeah. I noticed that was a different number. Cool. Well, all right, man. I appreciate you calling, man.
All right, man. You have a good one, bro.
All right, you too. Later. That was FSU Walt in the building. Yeah, man. I hadn't heard from Walt in a little while. It's like, man, where the hell is Walt? Because Walt used to be the first person that called in. And so I hadn't heard from him in a few weeks, and yeah, I had to wonder and ask where Walt is. All right, so phone lines are open. The Discord is open. The lounge is open in the Discord, so either one of you can call in, and I'll continue down the list of stuff that I did want to talk about. One other thing that I did want to talk about is Turki Alashiekh signing his partnership deal with Top Rank and Golden Boy Promotions. And, I know a lot of people think this is good for the sport. Turki Alashiek's involvement is good for the sport. We got somebody calling in. 318, you in the building with the Angry Man Podcast. What's going on with you, fam?
Man, let's tell you something. I just popped my head into the screen.
Yo, what's going on?
Ago. So, whenever Terence Crawford slander came in that first 40 minutes that I missed, hey, bump that, man. We ain't trying to hear that.
What Terence? No, I ain't put no Terence Crawford slander nowhere, man. I've been talking nothing but good about Bud Crawford.
Just make it so, man. I'm just making it so. But what's the topic? I'm driving right now. I can't see the topic. What we talking about?
Man, I've been talking about a lot of stuff today. I was talking about Turki Alashiekh earlier and the shots that he fired at Canelo Alvarez. I was talking about who is a big time opponent for Terence Crawford in the event that they don't get the Canelo Alvarez fight. So those are a couple of topics, man. I mean, I'm pretty sure you want to weigh in on that. Like, who would be a big fight for Terence Crawford if he doesn't get Canelo?
Well, tell you the truth, the way I'm looking at it right now, after if he get past Madrimov, we in a fork in the road. So one side you can go get that Canelo money, go get that fight. It's a lot of glory right there. It's a lot to be gained. It certainly can make that fight. And I feel on the other side of that fork is just the unified undisputed 154.
Mm-hmm.
It's one or the other. I don't really see doing both. I don't really see him doing both. It's like one or the other at this point, And then you got I feel like Fundora and all them. I feel like Samson, not so much Fundora. I ain't familiar with Fundora too much, but Samson, just by the way he talk, I can just see him. He gonna be on some bullshit,
What?
So he gonna be on some bullshit.
But hold on, let me ask you a question.
hold on. He got on the boxing voice, and out his own mouth said Terence Crawford was going to fight.
Yeah. He in line.
We know he's full of it.
But let me ask you this, though. Let me ask you this, because this was a statement that I made earlier. So it was well known that, because Samson was saying this like immediately after the fight, or shortly thereafter, that Fundora would be out till November or December. Crawford decided that he wanted to take the Madrimov fight, right? Which I have no issue with, right? Because Crawford is about to be 37 years old. He can't be on the shelf for over a year. Like, even a year is too long, right? So going ahead and taking the Madrimov fight, I get it. But I think what Samson is saying is that it's unfair to force Fundora to have to then wait for Terence Crawford to be ready to fight again in early 2025, when he already knew that Fundora would be back in November and could have waited. Like, I see both sides of that. So they're basically saying that
the timeline. Hold on, how many months is it from March to November? What is it?
8 months. 8 months.
I don't think it takes that. At first, he had a broken nose, right? I don't think it takes that long to heal no broken nose. The timeline, the window of healing for me was always kind of fishy. Didn't make no sense. It shouldn't take me to November to heal from a broken nose.
No, not to heal, but to heal to the extent that you can get punched in your nose. Yeah, probably, dog.
Okay, that's fair. But I don't know, because you look at it one way, it wouldn't be fair. I watched the fight. It was a brutal fight, you know. It's the bloodiest fight I've ever seen. So I understand that, but at the same time, you got Crawford. I mean, he can't control that he next in line. He doing what he's supposed to do. You know, he next man in line. And then Samson was talking crazy. Like, if you, like, I don't understand the point of going on the boxing voice and talking crazy about Terence Crawford. Instead, you could have just said your fighter needs this much time to heal. You didn't even have to entertain. You didn't even have to say the rest of that stuff you were saying. You could have just said, "Yo, my guy needs to November to fully recover from his injuries of that fight." All right, cool. We could have been made the Madrimov move a long time ago. You know, it wouldn't have been an issue. You know, my issue with the whole situation is like not even the Fundora, like past the Fundora part. It's people with the initial criticism for him fighting Israel Madrimov, for him picking Israel Madrimov. Like, that was crazy to me, because people act like he wasn't just trying to make a much better fight before him, you know. And at the same time, I understand, it ain't fair to ask Fundora to wait, and it ain't fair to ask Terence to wait either, though, you know what I'm saying? And I think if the Spence fight happens, that's a slap in his face. That's a slap in Bud's face if Errol Spence get that opportunity first. So I don't blame them if they get ruthless with Samson and Fundora over there. I don't mind it, because you play games. It's almost like they playing games with him. You know, you will say he ain't ready to fight. He ain't ready to fight Bud and this and that. But y'all already getting deals done with Errol Spence though. Y'all got him getting in the ring and all this other stuff. Like, come on now. This has to be pre-planned. This ain't no spur of the moment type stuff, you know?
No. I think,
you know?
But I think, so I agree. I think the whole situation with Errol Spence was premeditated. And even with it being premeditated, I think what Samson mentioned on the boxing, whatever it is called, yeah, what he mentioned on there was, you know, they wanted to go to the Errol Spence path because that was the most lucrative fight, and even Terence Crawford spoke to that as well, and he understood that Errol Spence was a more lucrative fight than him. So I get that. That's the reason why they were going down that path. But even so, you know what, I'm gonna say that's a fair point. That's a fair point. That if they were already negotiating with this guy, you know, Because if they had started negotiating after Terence Crawford decided, then that's one thing. But if they started negotiating beforehand, or it was premeditated, and the Errol Spence thing for sure was premeditated, but was there anything that was actually officially done prior to that? If it was, then yeah, I get it, right? But if it was, if they started negotiating, if they officially started negotiating after Terence Crawford took a fight, then I would say they were well within their rights to do that.
Because if we go back to that week leading up to fight night, it was like who Terence Crawford gonna face, or it was all the conclusion that Tim Tszyu was gonna win and all that, you know. So it was still fresh, you know, the whole situation between him and Bud. And then Fundora ended up winning, then Errol get in the ring. And then that's when all the drama ensued, and then even Ella be coming out and saying if Errol want that fight. No, I ain't mad at that. It's just the shady business, the shady business tactics from Samson, and then you complaining about the WBO, about Terence having the WBO step up and do their job. You can't be mad at a man for using his leverage, and you doing shady business like that. You know what I'm saying?
But let me ask you. But let me ask you, because you're defining it as shady business, right? I'm not gonna define it as shady business. However, I will say that they are working in a way that serves their interest. Similarly, Turki Alashiekh is working in a way that serves the interests of Terence Crawford, because Turki Alashiekh has business partnerships with the WBC and the WBA. That's part of the reason why all of a sudden the WBC is mandating that the winner of Fundora and Errol Spence would have to immediately fight Terence Crawford, when Terence Crawford is not even ranked. Crawford is not even ranked by the WBC. So they all have people working for them behind the scenes.
Right.
Huh?
Right. I said initially he didn't really have to use the benefits that Turkey was using, that was giving him, because all he had to do was take the WBO route, like what he did do.
Maybe. I'm not going to argue that because I don't know enough information about it. But at the end of the day, Terence Crawford has to choose what he's going to do. And the boxing world, and by boxing world I mean the 154-pound division, is not simply going to be on hold until Terence Crawford finds out whether or not Canelo is going to give him a fight. And after August 4th, if they haven't already offered Canelo a deal right now, getting to the particulars of those negotiations will probably take a month. So you're talking about September before he would even know if he's actually fighting Canelo. Like, man, no, you don't get to like straddle the line, bruh. Either go one direction or go the other one.
Well, why not? Charlo got to do it.
How Charlo straddled the line?
Charlo, hey, let's go back to the beginning of 2023. Charlo and Tszyu was made for January.
He got hurt.
January. Yes, he broke his hand. And instead of rescheduling the fight, what did he do?
But they had already negotiated the fight with Canelo. He was hurt.
If that ain't, but he recovered. And then what did he do? Instead of rescheduling that fight, what did he do? He held up the division and went up there and fought Canelo, right? That's the same thing.
Yeah. Hold on. Go ahead, brother.
But let me get to my point. I hear what you're saying, but that is the same thing as holding up the division, right?
No.
No, it's not.
Because he was already he was already the champion, and then got an opportunity to move up. How is Terence Crawford is not already the champion of the division and deserves deference because he's gone through everybody and won the titles? So how does he get the whole of the division, bro? Those are two different things.
Listen, at the end of the day, this comes down to when these guys making these decisions. You said he got into what to decide to negotiate with Canelo? How long he got? You said.
Oh, I don't know how long I don't know how long he got. All I was saying was that when he starts after August 3rd, if they haven't already made an offer to Canelo Alvarez, there's going to be particulars that they got to work through. It's probably going to take a month.
I'm saying if he can, but I'm saying though, if they can work some, I'd rather him go to Canelo. I'm just put that out there. But I'm just saying, like, I don't really see him holding up the division if he's trying to make a decision. I get their point of view, but at the same time, if he went to fought Madrimov, he would have been waiting anyway. He would have been waiting all these months, and then everybody would have said he ain't active enough, which they currently using against him now, for bumping down on the pound for pound. Every which way you look, they gonna point to the inactivity. So he had to do something. So what I'm saying is, if he can be granted some time to make a decision, because I don't think, in my opinion, ain't nobody at 154 worth the time if you got a Canelo fight on the table.
That's not fine.
Worth, you know, it ain't really worth unifying and going undisputed in division. Like the IBF champ, I don't even know who he is. Fundora already been knocked out. You're not gonna get credit. You're not really gonna get credit for being Fundora. You know, you're not gonna get credit for being Charlo, because Charlo looked like crap in the last fight. You know, Charlo gotta take time and get some fights under his belt to redeem himself, redeem his name. Same thing for Errol and Fundora. They gotta redeem themselves, redeem their name. Tim Tszyu would be the best win. As of right now, Tim Tszyu would be the best win he could get at 54. That don't really do too much for his legacy or his pocket.
So it's amazing to me that you understand. Yeah, it's amazing to me that you understand that concept for Terence Crawford. And I don't disagree with you, but you don't understand that concept for Canelo, because Terence Crawford doesn't do anything for Terence Crawford. He don't do anything for his legacy.
So with the other guys, see, I understand it from Canelo Alvarez's point of view.
Okay. I apologize.
No, you good. I was just thinking this the other day. If he asking, matter of fact, the past 2 days I've been thinking about it. If he asking for 150 or 200 for Benavidez, I mean, he gonna ask for a lot of money for Crawford. Which
I just said that. I just said that.
In my mind, you gotta give Canelo Alvarez his highest payday for sure. That ain't no question. That ain't really no debate. You gotta give him his highest payday. But if he really asking for much more than that, I can understand it from his point of view. But if Turkey don't want to pay it, then at the end of the day, all you got left is to don't understand 54. It is what it is, you know. And he had a fourth in a row.
That's a great take from a Terence Crawford fan, because usually y'all stuff ain't very logical, man. Great take.
Man, I am logical. But yeah, about the they need to they're sending that over to my boy, because you got Twitter 1 minute they complaining about him tweeting, talking about I gotta unfollow this guy. My timeline so much better without him tweeting, but they'll follow Ryan all fucking day. But they out here complaining because he ain't tweeting. Maybe they getting the deal done. We don't know. But I'm ready for this fight to get made. From what I'm hearing, it's a guy I follow. He's pretty credible when it comes to his information. But he talking, what he telling me the offer looking like they matching his highest payday. They not guaranteeing him his highest payday. They matching his highest payday that he's already gotten. So I'm assuming
we're back in. We're back in.
I don't know. I don't know. He didn't say we're back in or not. I just know they saying they gonna match his highest payday, which would be against Valdez if I'm correct. But I would assume because I think Frank he got a little piece of the back end, didn't it?
I don't know what their deal was, but that's typical of PBC where you get a little bit of the back end. But I mean, they might have just gave Frank a flat fee, man. I can see that too.
But hold up, if he was okay, so he got 1.5 and change, and I think Shakur was in that same ballpark in their negotiation. So I'm saying if you didn't
Shakur won 1.5.
He gave him 1.5.
No, Shakur wasn't offering 1.5. Frank was trying to get it up to that or something. I think it was it was a little under $1 million or something like that.
Oh, okay. So he basically just sold the old end. That's pretty much. But I digress on that point. But what I was also thinking about this, I feel like Shakur should have got somewhere in the ballpark or whatever they was offering Lomachenko. Because both of them was on free TV, and he did more numbers than Loma this year. So I think he can make a case that he get a little. I ain't saying I think double what he was guaranteed at top rank would be more than more than fair. $6 million guaranteed. I don't know too much. I don't know if you get a percentage of the back end or not, but I think that's more than fair. But either way, I got Shakur win, but I think he just got to take what they offer. I think he got to take what they offer.
Yeah, we'll see.
This the fight that really could define your career. It's going to define the trajectory of your career. And if
Facts.
you win, you go back to the table. You go back to the table and say 50-50 or we ain't going. That's what you can do. You can say,
Yep.
I want 50-50. I want half. I want half for the back end, and I want so much guaranteed up front. So we gonna initially 50-50 split.
Yeah, he won't get he won't get that, but he'll get substantially more than what he got in the first fight.
But I'm saying if you can't come to an agreement, if you can't come to no agreement when it comes to negotiating the rematch.
Yeah, they probably would negotiate that up front, man. So you can't come in and talk about what you want now.
See, that's what I'm saying. If you don't like the deal in the rematch, you can just walk away. You can just let that time expire and just walk away. That's why I say bet on he need to bet on himself, and he gon' reap the benefits of it. If he bet on himself like Floyd did, man. Sky's the limit. And I got him winning that fight. I got him winning it. But I do feel like it's a possibility he could get robbed. So, But, yeah, that's my call, man. I appreciate it.
All right. Appreciate you for calling in, fam. All right. That was ASVP TV. I saw you call in 504. I'm waiting for you to call back. I'm waiting for you, fam. Call back in, or I'm gonna go to the next topic. But yeah, man. Crawford got to go ahead and make a decision at the end of the day. He cannot just sit around and, or he cannot hold up the division as far as I'm concerned. He got to go ahead and make a decision. In my mind, if he beats Madrimov, then as Samson mentioned, they should petition the WBO to call for the mandatory, and the WBO should give them 30 days to negotiate the fight. After 30 days, if they haven't come to a negotiation, you force a purse bid for the champion, and then if Crawford hasn't signed on the contract after that, they move on. It is what it is, dog. Like, you can't do all that. Like, you ain't the cash cow where you got the ability to hold up anything. That's just not who he is, and that's what it is, and that's not hate. You just can't. What else did I want to? Oh yeah, I was talking about that Turki Alashiekh, those partnership deals with Top Rank and Golden Boy Promotions, which personally I think is quite interesting. There's been a lot of people that think somehow Turki Alashiekh is the solution to a consolidated kind of boxing league where you get something similar or akin to the UFC. And I don't know if he's that solution. These partnership agreements are good for the promoters. But what's sad about it is the fact that the promoters are in a position that they have to take these deals. Clearly, financially, they're not in the place that they want to be, because if they were, they wouldn't even be doing this, at least in my mind. So it feels like they're in a position where they have to do this. Specifically, Golden Boy Promotions, I definitely think they're in a position where they just recently lost Jaime Munguia. So, I mean, they ain't got nobody other than Ryan. So, Turki Alashiek's involvement can be good for boxing. I have no issue with Turki Alashiek's involvement with boxing. But if Turki is similarly doing things that we've seen done by promoters, then I don't really see him as any different, right? Like manipulating the WBC or the WBA to move in favor of you. If you got it, do it. But that's no different than what we've seen over the last several years. Turki Alashiekh has been involved with boxing now for how long? Maybe close to a year, something like that. And he gave us that undisputed heavyweight bout. That's definitely the biggest one he's given us. But outside of that, I mean, he gave us Tyson Fury versus Francis Ngannou, and then AJ versus Francis Ngannou. I mean, what is that? I mean, so far, he hasn't really made a splash like he thought he was going to make. So we'll see what ends up happening with Turki. But him now being involved with Top Rank and Golden Boy Promotions, I want to see how that ends up playing out. And if it plays out well and it helps the sport, great, awesome, I'm all for it. If it doesn't, then boxing is where it was before, and hopefully we keep on chugging. Here for boxing, $1.99. Here's a little donation to stop hating on TBC. Damn. I'm not hating on them, fam. What did I do that was hate? I said I used a little word in my last video, petite. That triggered a lot of people because I knew that was going to trigger people. I used that word specifically because I knew it was going to trigger people. But man, it's all love from over on this side, man. I don't hate on no man, and I don't hate no man. Whew, Marquee AMC FSG just went hard. Here for boxing, drop what link? The number's right there. You can call in if you want to. The number's right there to call in. And 504, the line is clear right now, so I'm waiting for you to call back in. But yeah, I don't know why they man, I love Crawford. I love Bud Crawford. Well, you know, we got to see what's going to happen next weekend, though, man. I think a lot of y'all, it's right there. It's 310. You're in the building with the Angry Man Podcast.
Hey, what's up, Greg? How you doing, man?
Hey, man, what's going on?
I just want to talk about Turki Alashiekh real quick,
Yeah.
and a few other topics. So, Turki, you know what, man? At first, I was kind of pumped up about him, you know, putting all this money into boxing and all that, but I'm starting to get a little reserved about how I feel about him because, I mean, if he really wants to make that, you know, Canelo versus Bud fight, I mean, man, to me, that's not even a good fight, man. It just isn't, man. I mean, there's weight classes for a reason, you know, and that's just the way I see it right there. I mean, if Bud gets a fight, then a salute to him, but I don't see that really being a good fight to me, you know. But that's just the way I see it right there, you know. I mean, but he's also talking about making a Boots and Bud fight. Now that would be a great fight right there. So right. Turki's got to kind of make up his mind right there. I mean, what's he going to do? Is he going to be shooting for that Bud versus Canelo fight, or is he going to you know, keep his word that, you know, Boots and give him a Boots Bud fight? But I don't think Bud really wants to fight Boots, to be honest with you. I just don't see it, you know.
I don't think he wants to fight him either.
Yeah, because I mean, to Bud, but Bud can't come out with this excuse saying that there's, you know, no reward for fighting Boots, because the Turki's going to put out that money, and there's going to be a big reward for that. So if Turki wants that fight, and he's going to put the money for that fight, then Bud can't back out of that fight, and he's going to look terrible if he does.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. I think he will look terrible if the money is there, because specifically, I think he said that if the money was there, pay him, and he'd take the fight. So Turki said he'll pay him.
But he said that before Turki, though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but now that we got the guy that's willing to put up the money, I don't see Bud talking like that. Now he's talking about, well, Boots don't bring nothing, this and that, and my legacy. Come on, man. I mean, if you're really about it, then keep it 100 all the way around, you know?
Yep. I agree with you. That makes sense to me.
And one more thing right there, man. This Canelo versus Berlanga fight, that's the biggest, excuse my language, bullshit fight ever. Berlanga sucks. Berlanga sucks. He sucks. Every Latino we all know, he sucks, man. The first 16 fights or whatever, he's just fighting these cab drivers, guys from the cantina or whatever, getting his first round knockouts. But have you seen his last fight, he looks awful. Awful.
Yeah.
But that's the kind of guy that Canelo is. But he picks guys that are, you know, easy to beat. He doesn't want to take that big Benavidez fight. fucking pussy. I was keep my language, man. But
No,
I'm
you
just pissed
good.
off
You
about that,
good.
man. But
Nah, I mean, you spot on, Adrian. Like, he doesn't want to take those big challenges.
You don't. You do. And I don't think he's gonna fight Bud either, because to Canelo, that's too much of a risk. You know. I mean, I would pick Canelo to beat Bud. I would, but there's always a shot that Bud can beat him, and that would be embarrassing to him, man. You know.
And that's the reason why I think you gotta pay him a lot of money to take the fight, because if he's truly as dangerous as his fans suggest he is, you have to pay Canelo to go take that loss to a dude that's moving up 2 weight classes.
I don't think Turki's going to put out that kind of money, though, because Turki's not going to put out, 150 or 100. I don't know how much Turki's going to put out. He's not going to put that kind of money out for Canelo to fight Bud, because like you said, Bud's because Bud's getting paid $15 million for Madrimov, which I don't believe it, but maybe. But if he is, then what's he going to get for fighting against Canelo? 30, 40?
Yep. That's what you're going to have to pay him.
If there's not enough money to go around, it's going to be a big loss right there. Because if you're going to be paying Bud 30 or 40, the Canelo's going to want 130, or even 4 times what Bud gets. So, I'm going to leave it like that, whatever, man. But next week's the big fight. Hopefully be a good fight. But I picked Bud to just wash Madrimov, no problem, no questions asked. So that's that, whatever. Appreciate your time, man. I'm going to give a shout out to my dad in heaven. Love you, Dad. My son, Jeremiah. Love you, son. Thank you for your time, Greg, man. Hey, we'll talk next weekend, man. See what's up with those fights, bro.
All right. Sounds good, bro. Talk to you later.
All right, yeah, big dog. Bye-bye.
All right. Peace. That's the longtime caller, Adrian, to the show. Appreciate Adrian calling in and his contribution to the show. We got 118 people in the building. If you haven't had the opportunity to smash that like button yet, make sure you smash and engage with the content, or the dislike button, but make sure you're engaging. If you're new to the channel, this is the Angry Man Podcast, AM Sports Media. We're always dropping boxing related content. So make sure that you check us out. 215 calling back in. 215, you in the building with the Angry Man Podcast. What's going on?
What's up, brother? Support here for boxing. How are you?
How are you doing? I'm doing well.
I'm good. So look, real quick, let me know ahead of time if you're getting like feedback in my back. I'm gonna water fucking my kids. So.
Yeah, I can. Yeah, it's a lot of feedback. It's a little hard to hear you.
All right, well, I'll just tap in with you later, and I don't want to interrupt your drink.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, I had a lot of feedback there. I could barely hear him. Yeah, I think y'all saying y'all could barely hear him too. But yeah, phone lines are open for anybody that want to call in, voice your opinion. Oh, 215 calling back in. Hold on. Hello?
Yo, it's here for boxing. I took my headphones out. How'd that sound?
Yeah, you sound better now.
All right, is that cool? Can we proceed from here? Or
Yeah. I can hear you a lot better.
All right, yeah, it's just they playing music and all that, and I'm trying to avoid it. Yeah, man, I feel like you be hating on my boy, man. I think it's, your tones and everything like that. I be hearing it, man. I just be like, yo, like, stall my man out, man.
What, give me an example.
All right, so I'll give you an example. So I had this conversation with a lot of my friends, and they happen to be Errol Spence fans, so we had these conversations often. I think Terence Crawford has made his plans going forward explicitly clear. He wants to go after big money fights / legacy fights, and if he can do both in one, that's even better.
Yeah.
And I think the thing with Boots is that people got to understand, we know Terence Crawford ain't scared of Boots, and we know Boots ain't scared of Crawford. These dudes will fight each other. But I think that the points of their careers that they at, Boots is kind of just getting started, and Bud is on his way out. He's a 37-year-old man. So I understand people want to fight, but the burden of proof is not on Terence Crawford to prove that he wants the Boots fight. The burden of proof is the other way around. And the way that we know that is if Boots moves up to 154. So you can't keep calling him out while he's at 54 and you at 47 unless you are willing to go up to 54 to fight him, because he ain't coming back to 47 once he fights at 54.
Can I give you a counter argument? Can I give you a counter argument to that?
Sure, go for it, brother.
Yeah, so when you think about Jermell Ennis, why is Jermell Ennis going to move up to 154 pounds just to chase Terence Crawford when Terence Crawford has already expressed that he doesn't have interest in him? So the only way he's going to move up to 154 pounds is if Turki Alashiekh steps in, offers him an amount of money that makes it attractive, and also offers enough money to Terence Crawford where Terence Crawford would actually take the fight. So I think that's what they're waiting for. To that you say what?
Right. So with Bud being 37 years old, we understand that he has a lot of tread on his tires. He didn't take a lot of punishment in the ring. He faced himself outside of the ring, but Father Time is undefeated. And I think that a fight with Boots right now is a fight right now that's not on his range. I want to say this the right way so nobody can say I'm trying to frame it as a duck. But I think he has a certain amount of fights left on his thing. You know what I mean? And I think he's dedicating those fights to Undisputed and to Canelo. And there's no shade to Boots. I just don't think it's Boots' turn.
And that's fine. I have no problem with that. My only thing is this. Terence Crawford stated not too long ago, and this is like less than a year ago because it's been since the Errol Spence fight, that if you want to see me in the ring with Jermell Ennis, or if you want to see the fight, pay me. That's all he said. So now, if Turki Alashiekh is now offering that, if Turki Alashiekh is now offering that a substantial amount of money to fight him, then you should fight him.
Right. Yeah, but it would have to happen at 54.
I agree, 100%.
So that's why I'm saying that the burden of proof will really be on Boots to show that he's willing to go up and get it done. But you got to look at it from Eddie Hearn's perspective too. He just invested a lot of money in Jermell Ennis. Do you really think Eddie Hearn is ready to put his shiny new toy in there with Terence Crawford right now?
Nope, I don't.
No, so I'm saying we got to look at all perspectives. And I think one of the perspectives is, like, if I get a brand new Bentley, I'm not racing up and down the highway. No, we cruising that thing. We're gonna break this thing at night. And I think that that's what they're doing. So I think we got to look at things from an honest perspective all around. And if I'm Eddie Hearn, I'm like, yo, I'm not putting my kid in there right now with this dude, but it's still a killer. And I always say to people, if I'm Jermell Ennis, I don't want my first career adversity to be in the 9th round against Terence Crawford when I'm tired and hurt. It's not a good sign. It's not a good place to be in. So I'm just saying, take your time, build your way up, fight some B-level guys, and then you work your way up to that moment. If he's there, when you get there, then y'all can make the fight. If not, then it happens all the time. Guys miss their ways. And it's more of an age thing than a not wanting to do it thing. I just think they're 10 years apart in age, and I think that presents the biggest problem.
Yeah, you think if Canelo Alvarez was 10 years younger than Terence Crawford, you think that would matter if the payday was there?
If the payday's there, I know Terence will take the fight. If they tell Terence, listen, we'll give you $20 million to fight Boots, man, Bud take that fight in a heartbeat.
Okay. And that's all I'm saying. We're saying the same thing.
At 154. But I just think when I hear you talk about him, man, you speak with like vitriol in your voice, man.
Man, what level of vitriol are you hearing in my voice, man? Every time I talk about Terence Crawford, I'm very calm.
Right
Every
now,
time I talk about
Terence, I hear the difference in your tone when you talk about Errol Spence.
No. I had the same tone, man. I had the same tone.
No,
see, I think what it is a lot.
I'm admittedly, I could be a little a-hole in your comment section, and I'm gonna pull back on that. And I'm talking to you like a man. I appreciate the conversation we had. So I'm gonna pull back on being a troll and an a-hole in your comments. But,
you be in the comment? You be an ass in the comments? I gotta go look you up now.
Yeah, and that's why. And I told somebody the other day. I said, listen, I'm gonna give Greg his props because he take his licks. He don't block nobody. He don't mute nobody. He don't shut nobody down from commenting on the stage. Because if you did, I'd be gone already.
Yeah, no, I don't. If I've seen what you said, no, I don't.
I respect your stance, how you handle that. I was just saying, man, when I heard the video you talked about Spence the other day, you had a somber tone. And when you talk about Bud, it's like, no, I'm sick of Terence Crawford. And I'm like, come on, man, start the dude out. Bud don't even talk enough to get that much content.
So can I tell you why you hear that?
Sure.
So the reason why you hear that is because I've been approached by so many Terence Crawford fans, right? Number one, they're still celebrating a fight that occurred a year ago. Like, still in the comment section celebrating a fight that occurred a year ago. And in a lot of regards, they're not even speaking to or listening to what I'm saying. They're just literally going down the path of, you hate. The other thing is, they present Terence Crawford as though he's a man that can't be defeated, right? He jumps buildings in a single bound. He can run faster than a locomotive, okay? Like, we all know fighters have liabilities. They have flaws in their game. And don't present a fighter to me like he's infallible, okay? So the feedback that I constantly get from Terence Crawford fans, I've said this on multiple occasions, it's the fans that really piss me off. I don't have a problem with Terence Crawford. As a matter of fact, my last video that I did on Terence Crawford, now I'm gonna be honest, I used the word petite because I knew it was gonna trigger Terence Crawford fans. But
yeah, but I actually put on the fans, not Terence. You can't insult him.
But I'm not insulting. I'm not insulting him. If I'm saying he looks small,
you call that grown man petite.
He looks petite. He looks small.
Then that means Errol's petite. That means Boots is petite. That mean all them.
No, they. I'm talking about in comparison to 154. That's the only comment I was making. That was it.
But come on, man. We know Bud got a decent frame for his size. He had a decent frame at 47. You know that boy stay in shape, man. Come on, man.
I mean, he stay in shape, but I'm talking about Madrimov looks very big. Madrimov looks big versus Terence Crawford. And if you actually listening to what I'm saying, the title is what was supposed to bring you in, right? And it did. It brought you in to have the discussion and listen to what it is that I'm saying. That's the point.
But in the video right now, I didn't even see you say that in the video right now. I didn't even see that.
That's because people don't really.
But then it becomes clickbaity, bro. And I think
it's not. No. It's not clickbaity. It's not clickbaity because
when you say that, you said it draws us in. But I think you have a good platform that you don't have to clickbait to draw us in.
No. Let me tell you what that means by that. Clickbait would suggest that what I'm talking about is not what's in the actual title. My title was Terence Crawford looking petite. That petite word I knew was going to trigger and draw people in new video. Can he handle the power at 154? That's literally exactly what I talked about. So that's not clickbait, bro. Not clickbait.
They had the same questions for Terence Crawford from 135 to 140 to 147 with the power translate and all that type of stuff. Man, Bud has stopped his last 11 opponents. That ain't going to be an issue. Madrimov is just going to be 12, bro.
That's a fair argument, and we'll see if he ends up being 12. But all I wanted to do was put it out there and have the discussion, and I don't see anything wrong with that.
I think calling that man petite is a bit disrespectful, bro. But I mean, I can't tell you what to say.
I'm honestly not trying to disrespect Terence Crawford, man. I'm using the word that I know is going to get people's attention. That's it.
Yeah,
that is all I'm doing.
If he heard you say that, how would he take that?
I don't know.
Take it as disrespect.
I mean, if somebody said that I look like I was petite, I would not find that disrespectful. But I'm a different person.
Do you ever hear petite clothes for men? Oh, I'm going to shop in the petite section today?
Hey, man, listen, if a grown man was...
Hey, Greg.
No, listen to what I'm saying.
Men's clothes in the petite section.
Listen, I get your argument, and I'm not saying that somebody doesn't have the right to feel how they feel, right? I'm just saying that I didn't see it as disrespectful saying that it's petite. Now, and somebody saying that to me I would not find that as petite. And people call me all kinds of things in the comment section, and I don't find it offensive because I don't think none of it's true. So if somebody said, "Yo, I'm this or I'm that," Greg, you broke. No, that's just not true. So it doesn't. I'm not upset about it. I don't find it to be offensive. Now, if we two grown men,
handles that differently. But you, like I say with Terence Crawford. Terence Crawford has kids, right? He has older kids, like kids who can navigate YouTube and everything like that. And when they click on the internet, they type their dad's name, and I'm sure they do it, and they see all these slander and hate videos. It's like, as a dad, as a man, like, my kids got to see this stuff. And when people saying stuff about me that ain't true, it's like, yo, like, y'all going a bit too far. You know what I mean? I'm not saying you, but I'm talking about a lot of YouTubers who made a living off of bashing this man. Like, we're talking about one of the greatest fighters of a generation, the best fighter since Floyd. And if he becomes undisputed in 3 weight classes and beats Canelo, we might be talking about the greatest boxer ever. I think a little more respect is due to the man.
So, but let me ask you this though, because when you're this, I hear what you're saying, and that's fine. You feel that way. I have no problem with the way that you feel. But I've said on this channel on multiple occasions, and I know people in the comment section will vouch for me when I say this. On multiple occasions, I've said when you make yourself a public figure, you are open. You are open for criticism. It's just, that's the way of the world, man. So he is a public figure that gets the opportunity to make millions and millions and millions of dollars. If somebody is criticizing him for his record, his opponents, his business savvy as it relates to boxing, that's all within the field of boundary. And if I'm saying that if I'm using a word to describe that he looks small, that is petite, I don't find that to be disrespectful. Now, if people really do feel it's disrespectful or whatever, I don't mind changing the title of the video. I really don't.
I'm not saying change anything. Like, this your channel, you know what I'm saying? It's your platform. You're a grown man. I'm just saying, just man to man, you know what I'm saying? I just feel like you harbor a little animosity towards him. And when you talk about him, you can hear it in your tone. And a lot of people say it in the comment section, so we all can't be tripping. You know what I mean?
But all the people that say it in the comment section are all Terence Crawford fans. And there's a lot of people that are in the comment section who are not Terence Crawford fans that don't feel that way. So,
yeah, but you've never had an Errol Spence fan tell you that you were being unfair to Errol or you were being...
Oh, yes, we have. Oh, yes, we have. Oh, Oh, yes, the hell we have.
Bro, I ain't never seen a video where you was at Errol Spence's neck and Errol Spence fans jumped on your ass about it.
But let me tell you, because you, just like you are as sensitive, and I don't mean that to be disrespectful, but you're sensitive to what I say in regards to Terence Crawford. Errol Spence fans are sensitive in regards to what we say about Errol Spence. So there has been occasions where people have gone at us in the comment section for things that we've said about Errol Spence too, particularly right after he lost to Terence Crawford. I'm telling you, bruh.
So what I'm saying is there's things about Errol Spence worth criticizing, right? Now, me personally, it was years ago, so whatever, but I can't say that Terence, you did or didn't make a video, but I'm talking about the drinking, the speeding, the party life. We don't criticize them.
Yeah, we don't talk about personal stuff. If you may have not gone this, you may just have never paid attention to this, but go back and check any of those topics that have dealt with anybody's personal life. It's not on our videos. We don't do that.
I'm just saying, if we're talking about things related to the sport, I think that the lifestyle you live outside of the ring, it's a boxing thing because it affects your performance negatively if you drink
that's fair.
Smoking and partying. And I think
that's fair.
I do think but again, I can't tell you what to say, but I do think that's relevant to boxing. You know what I mean? I mean
that's all fair. That's all fair. I'm not going to argue that. All I'm saying is that we didn't even have a channel when Errol Spence was doing all that. So.
No, that's fair. I'm just saying. I just think that, and even when people say Bud is a bad businessman, based on what? To know Bud is a bad businessman means you'd have to sit in the room with him. You have to be in that room to know he's a bad businessman. Otherwise, it's just speculation and hearsay.
No, it's not speculation and hearsay. You can use information that's available to the general public to come to that conclusion, like re-signing with Top Rank when Top Rank has not been successful in promoting African-American fighters since the 1970s. That's a bad business move. We can criticize that, dog. That's within the realm of criticism.
What I'm saying as far as people say his negotiating tactics, his business tactics, I mean, you'd have to be in there to know. And for somebody who keeps coming out on top of everything he touches, I'd say he's a pretty good businessman.
That's a fair.
He does not lose. He does not lose at the table. He has not lost a negotiation.
Well, he would have lost that negotiations if Errol Spence. Well, Errol poorly went against the advice of the people that advised him what the split should be. And now I'm going to get some Errol Spence criticism about that.
Fight wouldn't have happened.
Yeah, but he had to pay Terence Crawford an amount that was above his market value in order to make the fight happen. So that's beneficial only to Terence Crawford.
I mean, listen, Bud he wins. He wins in the ring. He wins outside of the ring. What can you say?
Yeah, because Errol Spence allowed him. Errol Spence allowed one title to dictate to him. He should have just held his ground, and this is the split, and this is what it's going to be.
Craig, it wasn't just one title. It was the undisputed status at a prior weight division. It was the knockouts. It was a plethora of things. And I think I don't know what the splits were, but I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I don't think it was, because all I'm saying is that. So if Terence Crawford wouldn't have been the WBO title and Keith Thurman would have had the WBO title, he would have been fighting Keith Thurman and then he would have been gone. So it was about becoming undisputed. It wasn't necessarily about Terence Crawford.
I mean, listen, at the end of the day, when you got one guy that everybody thinks is one, depending on how you look at him, they got to fight. As fans, we got to put the politics aside and push for these things. And I mean, I give Errol props for putting all those things to the side to make that fight happen. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got to give him his props. Win or lose, you know what I'm saying? Like, I talk shit to Errol Spence fans just because I like to troll them because I'm a Bud fan and I hear a lot of excuses from them, but Errol himself is a warrior and a legend in my mind. I think he's the second best fighter of this generation, and, that's a compliment when you're the second best fighter to Terence Crawford. That's no shade at all.
Mm-hmm. I feel you on that.
So, I mean, I can't throw that man to the bus, but again, that's all I always say. I hate that I like Errol Spence, but I don't like Spence fans. So Errol just becomes the butt of the joke, unfortunately. I don't like Spence fans.
I don't like Crawford fans. See, we got something in common. You see?
Yeah, but I don't make videos bashing Errol Spence all day because I don't like his fans.
Oh, but if you had a channel, you would be. That's the difference.
I do have a channel. I got a small platform. I got a little joint I just started recently, but I have.
Oh, okay.
You can go click my link. You can go take a look at.
Drop your link in the comment section.
Nah, man, you got a lot of followers from the other bull page, and he don't like me. They don't like me. I ain't even about to set myself.
No. There's a ton of Terence Crawford fans on our channel, dog. A ton.
I'll drop it in the comments. Then I'm gonna get off this joint, man, and go find my kids. I ain't seen my kids in an hour.
All right, man. I'll catch up with you, fam.
Hey, I'll get with you soon. Y'all be safe, bro.
All right, peace. I gotta go here for boxing. I gotta go see what he be saying about me in the comment section. I do get flamed in the comment section. Boy, they are brutal in the comment section. If I was sensitive or had low self-esteem, I'd be in trouble. Man, I already know who this is. Oh, he hung up. 318, you in the building.
Hey, so, I just had to call back, I forgot.
Yeah.
On my first call, I forgot to tell tomorrow, the 1 year anniversary of the greatest beatdown y'all ever gonna see in me. I just wanted to tell y'all happy anniversary, because I ain't gonna see y'all tomorrow. I ain't gonna be able to tell y'all tomorrow. Yeah, y'all know it. The big thing a year ago. A year ago today, the big thing got caught. Got pulled out the water. And suffocate. And,
okay.
But appreciate it.
All right, man. Boy, he swear that bothers me. That really doesn't bother me. I don't care if Errol Spence lost. That's been a year ago. See, that's what I'm talking about, though. That's why I cook on my videos the way that I cook, because these Terence Crawford fans, they go too hard. People say that we built our channel off Terence Crawford hate. I disagree with that. But we are up to 17,335 subscribers, so obviously we're doing something right. Something is going on right here, man. Whether you like what we say or you don't like what we say, I want you guys to engage. 609, I'm waiting for you to call back in. I know who you are. But I want y'all to engage. Y'all build y'all channel off of consistency. I appreciate that, fam. 609, I know who you are, and I know you about to spit some BS.
What's up? What up, Greg?
What's going on, fam?
Yeah, chilling, man, chilling. I just had a couple things, just not too much.
Yep.
I mean, okay, so I want to start off with Shakur, man.
Yeah.
What, so you're endorsing that they're just going to cheat the man and it's okay? Is that what you're saying, Greg?
They're going to cheat.
I keep hearing this narrative that it's okay to cheat Shakur. If he don't go out there and fight the way you want him to fight, we just going to cheat him. I mean, is that what we doing, Greg?
What are you talking about?
I've never heard. Everybody that I hear says, "Oh, well, he's not going to win the fight if he's backing up, because you can back up and score, you can move and score, and if you land, it used to be if you landed more punches, you won the fight, and now basically I'm hearing that no matter what, if he don't come forward, if he don't knock his block off, he's not going to be able to win the fight like that. What does that mean?
That's not what I'm saying, Terrence.
They're endorsing the fact that they're going to cheat the man.
No,
I've never heard of this in my life. They are planning on cheating Shakur.
That's not what people are saying.
That's what you want?
No, that's not.
Do, Greg, cheat the man?
No, that's not what people are saying. So when you look at, no, that's not what they're saying. So the way that
they said, Greg.
So I agree with you. You can win moving backwards and scoring for sure. But the issue is the style in which Shakur Stevenson moves backwards. Like, Shakur isn't moving back to get out of the way and then start to throw punches, or slipping and countering and start to throw shots. What Shakur does is just keep moving back so he can't get punched. Like, you can't win a fight just trying to be defensive, man. That's what people are saying. Like, you have to actually be offensive.
Okay. And I'm saying he's doing that, but he wins the round 6-3. 7-4.
And I'm saying that they're not going to give him. They're not going to.
Okay, that's
boxing
cheating.
is no, it's not.
Cheating,
no, it's
Greg. That's called cheating.
Listen.
That's called cheating.
How is it cheating?
He won the round. He landed more punches.
Listen.
He won the round. That's called cheating. They're going to cheat the man.
Terrence, listen. So when you score boxing,
right.
when you score boxing, number one, boxing is subjective. That's number one. Number two, you are minimizing what boxing and how boxing is actually scored. It's not just about landing the most punches. It's about defense, effective aggressiveness, controlling the ring generalship. All those things are in play, not just hitting. So if all you're doing is stepping back and throwing a jab, or stepping back and throwing a light punch, but this guy is effectively walking you down, and when he does get you, he's throwing hard. Let me finish. You outland him 20 to 15, but the shots that he threw were thudding, and the shots that you landed were light. Dude, you don't win like that, dude.
Greg, I have a question. Now, if it's 7-3 and Tank lands 3 thudding shots, wouldn't that kind of knock him out if he's landing these thudding shots? So
thudding, just because of shot.
You're saying he's going to land significant shots with those 7-3. And I agree with you. If he stuns Shakur, I'm absolutely agreeing with you.
That's not what I'm saying.
If he lands 3 jabs, and Shakur lands 7, yeah, I'd say the 7-3 win.
I got to fight for you. I got to fight for you. Oscar De La Hoya versus Shane Mosley 2. Oscar landed more shots, but when Shane was landing, they were thudding. No, he didn't knock him out. No, he didn't rock him, but you saw the damage. You saw the vibration in the body.
Punches, and I agree if he's landing power. He's not going to land no power punches against Shakur. That's what I'm telling you. He's not.
So let me get this right.
Punches if he lands 3 power punches to 7, I agree with you, but that's not going to happen, bro.
So what you're
3 jabs too.
So you're telling me that you are going to give Shakur Stevenson a fight by running backwards and trying to out jab Tank?
If he wins that, yes. You guys are saying Tank is the best. He's got to overcome it, right?
Again, hold on, because all he wins is the amount of punches landed. Tank's jab is going to be more thudding, which means he's causing damage, which is one thing that they're at. Let me finish. Who punches harder? Who punches harder? Who punches harder?
Right hands.
Who punches harder? Okay, so this is okay. Then his tank. His tank is going to be more. His jab is going to be more thudding. Let me finish.
Okay, go ahead.
So have you been on the end of which jab have you been on the end of? Neither one of them. So I would assume that Gervonta Davis has the better, harder jab. Okay, so let me finish. So you got one aspect that you're talking about, right? You still got damage. You still got effective aggressiveness. You still got ring generalship. You still got defense. So if Shakur Stevenson throws 7 jabs or he lands 7 jabs and he throws 50 of them, and Gervonta Davis throws 3 or lands 3 and he threw 6 and he slipped all of the other shots, Gervonta Davis won. It's not just about outlanding, dog. All we're saying is that kind of style will not beat Tank. That kind of style will not beat Tank.
If he's missing his punches, how is that effective? What's effective about him missing punches? If he's backing up, when Frank was backing up, what did he do? He said, "Okay, you back up. I'm just gonna walk you down and beat the shit out." Why can't he do that to Shakur? Why can't y'all expect the same thing? The way Frank was
he's going to walk. He's going to walk Shakur down.
Frank was trying to run. He was trying to run.
Yep.
And Tank wasn't having it. But
and he won't be having it with Shakur either.
Okay, just stop trying to cheat him then.
Nobody cheating him. There's more. There's more to boxing.
Shakur punch like a baby, right? Yeah, this is what all y'all saying.
Yeah, he's gonna walk him down. Yup. He does ball like a baby.
Walk him down.
That's what he's gonna do.
Beat the shit out of him like you beat the shit out of Frank.
That's what we do expect. That's what we do expect. That's what we do expect. But guess what? You ain't gonna win. There's more aspects to boxing than moving back and jabbing. There's more aspects to boxing than moving back and jabbing. Nope. There's more aspects to boxing than moving back and jabbing.
Okay, I get it. Y'all gonna cheat. But I got a couple other things. We're gonna disagree about that, of course. I got now. someone said offer him 50-50. Now, Shakur has never said that he wanted 50-50. Now, why are these people making these false narratives?
No.
Bad. He never said that he wanted 50-50.
I never heard nobody. What are you talking about? Yes.
He would gladly take the $6 million. Now that the $6 million was on the table, now they don't want to give him $6 million. So
who said 50-50?
Greg?
Who said 50-50?
That was on the show. Someone said something about 50-50.
No. What that person? What that person was saying was that if he were to take a deal right now that was not in favor of him but bet on himself, then if he won, he could come back and ask for 50-50 in a rematch. That's what he was saying.
They were saying that when Bud came back in the rematch, they still thought Errol should get more money because he sold more. And see,
yeah, he should.
This is the lies that people tell. This is the lies. Now, the time he wins the fight, they still want to give Tink more money. So, but it's not about the money. Shakur said he'd take the $6 million. I'm asking you, Greg, is that a fair offer? If he says, "Look, give me $6 million guaranteed for this fight," do you think it's a duck if Tank don't take the fight for $6 million? I'm asking you.
Is Tank ducking if Shakur don't take it for $6 million?
If Shakur asks for $6 million for the fight, is that a duck? I just want to see where your head at in this. Or you gonna call Tank a duck for not offering $6 million?
I don't think. So $6 million is double what I think his highest pay has been. So.
Okay,
so like,
and it's fair.
So if they offer him $6 million, he should take it.
No. I'm saying Shakur's on record saying he would take that, and I'm just asking you if he says, "Okay, give me $6 and let's get this on," because Loma done ducked out of the fight, so give me $6 and let's get it on. And Tank say, "No, we don't want to give you $6." Is that a duck? I'm just asking you right now.
No, it depends. No, it's not a duck.
Boy.
Why would it be a duck?
Come on, Greg.
So if they come back and say, hold on, if they come back and say we're gonna give you $3 million, with a back end of X percent that should equate to blah 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 blah, that's not a duck.
Okay, I get that. That's fair. But what if they just say $3 million flat and we ain't giving you nothing on the back end? I'm asking you. Is that a duck?
Then Shakur should bet on himself and take the fight.
See, that's just terrible. This is see.
How is it terrible? Hold on. So hold on. You're telling me that it's terrible that they're hold up. You're telling me that it's terrible that they're matching his highest payday ever? How's that terrible, Terrence?
Because he's fighting the best. Who's considered the best fighter in the division.
So
the
what?
Best fighter in boxing. The face of boxing.
Yeah, he's the cash cow too. Yeah, he's the cash cow. That's the reason why he's able to dictate to Shakur.
$2 million is fair.
So why should
okay, it's $2 million fair.
So Shakur shouldn't bet on himself? Why shouldn't Shakur? No, $2 million is not fair.
Okay, so $3 million is your limit. They got to offer him $3 million. If they offer him $3 million, is a duck on Shakur if he don't take $3 million flat fee, no back end.
I won't necessarily say it's a duck for Shakur either, because his representation may look at the numbers and say that you should be getting more. So it's more complicated than that. So I'm not going to say either one of those guys are ducks. Not for that, not for what you just described.
So Ryan and him, they got 30. Ryan ended up getting $30 million, and this bro only worth $3 million. Okay, I got you.
Yeah, he is. No, that sounds about right.
Yeah, that sounds about right. I got you. The other thing I want to talk about is the Bootsy Shakur thing. First of all, I'm gonna tell you this right now. Did you see the $1 million interview with Bud and Boots were both on the phone talking?
I saw pieces of it. I don't remember.
When they were directly talking, when Boots basically said he'd been calling him out since 2018, and Bud said, "You sleepy? You shut up? You sleepy?" When he said that he's been calling Bud out since 2018. And let me tell you something. And the gentleman, I think his name's Adrian, I'm going to tell you, bro, you really don't want to see that fight. And his father knows that what's going to happen if he fought Bud. His father already knows. That's why his father ain't having nothing to do with him fighting Bud. Bud will knock him out. And I'm telling you, he will knock Boots out cold. And the only way he wins that fight if he runs. and do the same thing that I'm suggesting that Shakur has to do to beat Tank, and that's move and land a few punches, make it avoid as much face-to-face as you can, and just try to win the fight. That's what I would say if I was a Boots fan, and I would be perfectly fine with him winning a fight like that. Because some guys, you win any way you can. But I'm going to tell you right now, if he goes there and tries to fight Boots like he fought the last fight, he'll get knocked out. Boots is, Terence is just too good to stand in front of. Certain fighters, you just cannot do that. You got to run, you got to move, you got to give them angles if you have the feet to do it. Most fighters just don't have the feet to do that against those elite fighters like Tank or Bud. But if you do have the feet to do it, use it. Why not? Shakur, why not? Why are they going to sit there and try to trade with these power punches? Are you crazy? That's how these people get knocked out. That's why, hey, after boxing, you still got a life, right? So
yeah, no, man, I hear you.
Yeah?
No, I don't think you're saying anything wrong. No, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm saying it's certain fights and fighters that can really injure you for life. And when you're fighting that type of fighter, you do whatever you need to do to win that fight. I don't give a damn. I would not be upset. You will not see me on it live saying, oh, well, Boots saw he ran from Bud. Nah, I expect him to do that. Sure, you fighting the best fight in the world, that's up to Bud to figure that out and figure out how to win. I'm expecting Bud, if Boots decided to do that type of fighting, which I think he should, I'm expecting Bud to figure a way out to knock him out. I'm saying Bud is good enough to find a way to knock him out. And if he doesn't, I'm giving Boots all the credit for the win. I'm not going to come back and say, oh, he ran. No, that's boxing. And in boxing, if you want to get a guy, you got to figure it out. And if you don't figure it out, you lost. Case closed. Even as a Bud fan, if Boots did that to Bud, hey, I'm not going to come here saying he ran, because guess what? That's the best strategy. You just like in football, or baseball, or basketball, you come out with a strategy. Hell, the fans might it might be the Utah Jazz strategy. Come out real slow. Hey, it's not fan friendly, but so the hell what? You're trying to win a championship. You're not going to go run and gun against the Lakers. You know what I'm saying? So you always play to your strengths, and the same thing no matter in combat sports. Sometimes, like Shakur said, you got to say, fuck the fans and get the job done. If they don't like it, some people will like it, because guess what? They're rooting for that person to win.
So can I ask you a question, though? Can I ask you a question? Because I get what you're saying, but when you say fuck the fans, remember, this is an entertainment field. This is the entertainment field. All athletics.
Sometimes.
No. I get it. But when you are in there with certain types of fighters where the fight is going to be dangerous, and that you start to fight in a manner that people are not feeling, then they're just not gonna buy your fights, man. And you can't complain about that. When you say fuck the fans, sometimes the fans say fuck you, right? And but let me finish. When you use other sports as an example, right? The NBA, sometimes you just got to do whatever you got to do to win, right? And that's the reason why the ratings are low, and then you start to see things tank and all of that, right? You get that proper feedback. It's the same situation here. It's like you're going to see diminished returns when you do that, and people are not going to want to see you in the future. So you can fight like that. You can try to fight like that, but because that style of fighting is not embraced, it's going to be hard to win like that.
And let me tell you this. Well, what's better, Greg? Fuck the fans that night, or go in there like a warrior and get knocked out, and then you never fight again anyway because you're brain dead, or you're always afraid. Like so many, you're always afraid. This is why people, when they get knocked out like that,
they get out of the sport. Then get out of the sport. But get out of the sport. But get out of the sport because.
Yeah, I agree with you. So you ain't gonna if Shakur fights like you guys want him to fight and gets knocked out by Tank like that, he's gonna be out the sport anyway. So why would he care about all of the other stuff you just mentioned?
Yeah, because then either way.
And worry about that other stuff later, right? Get out, win the fight,
nobody's
get out of
saying
here without being brain damaged, and go home, and then I'll worry about the other stuff later.
Yeah, but Terence, nobody's saying that. Yeah. Nobody's saying that, man. What Shakur is doing, though, the way he's fighting, man, it's basically, man, he's on a fucking bike, dog. People don't want to see a fighter on a bike, dog. That's the reason why you're getting paid millions of dollars, is because you are perceived to be able to do something that we cannot. You are the warriors that we cannot be. And that is the reason why we're paying you millions of dollars to witness you perform as a warrior and live through you as a warrior, right? That's why you're getting paid millions of dollars. And if you are not performing like, but let me finish. Every boxer that's going in there, man, that's the entertainment part of it. Every boxer that goes in the ring is a warrior, man. Whether you call him a boxer or a slugger or whatever, they're warriors because they're putting themselves in the ring. The point is, we want to see you display that skill. Whether you are a warrior, I'm going to use Game of Thrones as an example, right? The what do they call them? The building, the monster, the mountain. When the mountain fought Oberyn, right? Oberyn was a warrior. The mountain was a warrior, but the mountain was a brute. The Oberyn was very skilled with a knife, and he beat the mountain down. Both were still warriors, and you go to see the skill level that this guy is displaying, and just the brute force that this guy is displaying. But when one guy is not really displaying any skill, all he's doing is trying to move backwards and pop to see if he can win. Dog, no one wants to see that, fam. I'm sorry. We want to see you go in there and be a warrior, Greg, and display the skills that we know you have.
Greg, you keep saying nobody wants to see that. Are you talking about just the Tank fans? What Shakur fans are going to be upset when he's fighting the way he's fighting and won the fight, and he's taking that title from Tank? You think a Shakur fan doesn't want to see him win the fight any way he can? You keep saying nobody. Who is nobody?
No, but Terrence. But Terrence, hold on. His hometown walked out on him. His hometown didn't even want to see the shit.
Those were Tank fans that were planted there. Come on, bro.
Man, stop
buy tickets to in Newark.
Man, stop it.
Open to everybody.
No, stop it.
A lot of people go to see Shakur lose. They want to see him get knocked out.
Boy,
that's what they're stopping. They want to see him get, but they ain't going to happen.
Crawford,
I'm stuck, Greg. It's not going to happen, Greg.
And Shakur, anybody related to or tied to Terence Crawford, you love them. I love Shakur. I love him. Man, anything else you want to share with the people?
Nah, man. All right, thanks for having me, Greg.
Man, always love when you call in, bro. Appreciate you.
All right,
later. All right, man, that was Terrence's best damn videos, and I'm now shutting down the phone lines. I do want to respond to my guy ASVP TV. He said, "You saw my guy Clay C Smoke last week." I saw it, fam. I'm gonna be fresh on it tonight too. I want to see what else is gonna happen on House of Dragons, dog. That's my show now. All right, so we got 123 people in the building. If you haven't had the opportunity yet, please smash the like button before you exit the building. We need you to smash the like button so people can find the follow-up stream. I see Fanon out there, man. His streams be at 11,000. I'm like, damn, I'm trying to get like Fanon. Y'all got to hit the smash the like button, man, so I can get like Fanon. I want to appreciate or give appreciation to everybody that contributed to the channel today. Al the Pal gave $10. Appreciate you, fam. Slap Happy Gorilla Daddy P. You need to call in again, fam. $4.99, appreciate you. NH2, $5, appreciate you. Slap Happy Gorilla again, $1.99, appreciate you. Here for Boxing, hit me with the $1.99. Hey, Here for Boxing, I just went to go look at some of your posts in the comment section. Yeah, you be killing me, dog. But I appreciate you calling in, man. It's always better to have a conversation so you can get a better understanding. GM. Hashtag AMCFG. Hey, man, I don't think I saw this one, man. My bad, dog. I don't think I saw this one. Shout out to you. If somebody called Bud ugly, this ninja would call in arguing that Bud is handsome. All right. And ASVP TV, the $1.99. Appreciate y'all. Jason will be back next week, or this week. We're gonna be dropping fresh content tomorrow. So we appreciate y'all, everything you guys have done, all your contributions, both through your memberships, your subscriptions, your likes, your contributions. Everything is appreciated. It helps us to continue to grow. And like I mentioned before, we grew over 1,000 subs in the last, we grew by 1,100 subs in the last 28 days. We are now at 17,337 subscribers, and we are trying to reach 20,000 by the end of the year. Hopefully we can get there, but the channel continues to grow. We appreciate your support, whether you like what we're saying or you don't like what we're saying. You guys are coming into the channel and engaging, and it's much appreciated, so thank you. Tomorrow is a national holiday. Jason Williams, go kill yourself. And I'm about to be out. I see y'all going on here talking about all this craziness. I cannot deal with that right now. I'm going to catch y'all this week. Until next time, peace.